Yo, what's going on, guys? Crypto Vibes here, also known by Crypto. Today I'm just going to show you a quick little preview of my draft league team. I've already played 2 weeks with this, or 3 weeks with this team now, and we're 2-1 at the moment. But I'm not giving you guys a team preview over what I've drafted in the league. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Uh, so yeah, basically I'll just show you my team right now, and then after this video, I should have another video coming up for my week 3 match I had with I believe it was Thomas. So I'll show you that as well. But we'll do this first. So. With my first pick in the draft, I was around the fourth pick, I believe. Got the fourth pick out of 16 people, exactly, yeah. So I wanted to pick up something really, really solid all around, and I figured Latios was very good. It obviously gets the ability to defog, which is amazing. I haven't not used defog once out of the weeks I brought it though, just because I feel like it's such a good attacker on its own. Calm Mind is always an option. It's pretty bulky on the special defensive side, so you can set up some Calm Minds on certain things. It's got great speed already. Hidden powers are very good options for it. Let alone Draco Meteor with Psyshock itself, it just does so well. Especially you can run Roost, you can even go Mementos, cool for switching to certain things. Thunderbolt for good coverage. You can run Z-move on any one of your mons in this league basically, and that's really cool for Latios too. I believe I've run Latios with a Z-move twice now out of my 3 weeks. I've brought it. Well, yeah, I brought it 2 times, and both times I brought it, I haven't carried a Z-move. So it's worked out, and it's actually not worked out either way, either time, but. I'll show you how that works out later. And it gets Solar Beam, which is cool. It kind of works in with the rest of my team later on, as you'll see. But basically, that's Latios right there. First pick overall, fourth pick in the draft. And I put them all in order. I have another team set up along after this with my next 5 picks. It's 11 picks in total. So next, I wanted like a Fairy or Steel type, honestly, to kind of round out my Dragon Fairy core combo. And you'll see that here in a second, obviously. And yeah, I was fourth pick, like I said, so it was a snake draft. And what that means is it's going to go up one way, all the way to the 16th pick, come back towards me at the fourth pick. After I pick, it'll go to the first pick again, come back around, and right there I am. So it was pretty close. I was going to pick again. I was pretty confident I was going to be able to get my second and third picks. I wanted to pick this first, though, a Azumarill, because I figured it would be easier to get than the next one I picked, just based on what people thought about the Pokemon, I guess. But obviously, ability-wise, Huge Power is the only one you're going to want to run. Sap Sipper, maybe sometimes. I don't think they'll ever do that. Thick Fat, I don't think so ever. If you want to run like a support Azumarill, which would never seem like a very good option to be honest. But so far, Choice Bandit has been very good for me. You can run Belly Drum. Obviously, Z Belly Drum's an option. I've seen people do Life Orb sometimes. I wouldn't really recommend it. Citrus Berry was Belly Drum's not bad. Maybe even like. Yeah, that's about it for like items wise. I can't really think of anything like unless you're thinking like really heat sets and like you want to add something yourself. But move wise, obviously Aqua Jet's crazy with Banded. It does so much damage. Waterfall is very nice. Power Play Rough is crazy. Power Up Punch potentially if you want to run like an Assault Vest variant. I could see that. Superpower is really cool. Can hit a lot of things. And then Belly Jump, like I said, this one's pretty easy to predict what it's going to do, but it's hard to stop it what it's going to do. So like you can predict it as you want, as your opponent can try to, and it's still gonna be put in a ton of work. So shout out to Azumarill for just being a monster. And obviously the stats are gonna be good. Usually Adamant's most time what I'm gonna be running on any set. I'll maybe run like a Jolly Choice Band set every now and then, but Adamant obviously with huge power is gonna double that attack, make it insane. So Azumarill just comes through and puts in work, and that I think it's a very good compliment to Latios. Other Dragon types aren't gonna be able to spam Dragon moves with Azumarill sitting right there. So yeah. Move on to my third pick. It kind of complements the other two very nicely in my opinion. My Ferrothorn. And Ferrothorn in my opinion is, well not my opinion, but in my well, what is it? Yeah, in my opinion, I love using it like as like one of my favorite steel types. So it's really good. Obviously, it gets Iron Barbs plus Rocky Helmet's a really good combo. I actually prefer Iron Barbs plus Leftovers though. I feel like that's just adds to its Leech Seed being very good for living 2 hits from like a bunch of different things. Obviously, Leech Seed Protect is pretty common. I run that a lot to be honest. Jower Ball plus Power Whip can be really good. It even gets Poison Jab. I don't know if you'd ever want to run that. Knockoff's good. Spikes plus Stealth Rocks is always really good. It adds to my hazards. I didn't have any hazard setup mons yet. T-Wave plus Toxic is really nice. T-Wave a bunch of certain threats in the league. I don't know if anybody picked up either of the Charizards, but I know that'd be really nice if they did, because more likely if it's like Zard X or something coming in, you can paralyze it on a Dragon Dance or something, at least cripple it a little bit. But other than that, it gets cool stuff. It gets Curse if you ever want to bring like a Curse set or something. Iron Defense, it gets stuff like that. Nothing really down here too crazy. It obviously gets Solar Beam from adds to my team, like I said. I'm gonna have something that you'll understand Solar Beam here in a second. But But moves wise, yeah, that's pretty good. Defenses, you can run either defensive or special defensive. It works out either way pretty good. And you're gonna see it throughout this draft. I'm gonna have some pretty bulky mons, so I can pretty much pick if I want Ferrothorn to be defensive that week or special defensive because I'll have usually something else to back it up with my defensive core. And I usually like to draft a pretty bulky team on my draft, so you guys will figure that out here in a second. But next, anyways, comes into my next pick, Porygon 2. I've never used this thing in a draft league, but I've used it plenty in showdowns before, just showdown games, and it puts in a ton of work. All three of its abilities, in my opinion, are great. Trace is obviously really cool. I know I faced I'm facing Vaporeon in my week 3 match. It already happened, but Trace obviously traces Water Absorb for Vaporeon, so it can't really spam Scald on my team and stuff like that. And that's really cool. Download is really cool. You have a chance to get a special attack boost. Most of the time, you're not going to want an attack boost. Analytic, really cool because Porygon 2 is already really slow anyway, 60 base speed. You could run a negative speed nature too if you wanted, just with analytic and make this Porygon 2 like a hard hitting thing. But most of the time it's gonna be like a defensive mon because a Violet's what you're gonna want to run on it. You can run it has pretty good coverage moves like Discharge, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Tri Attack's nice, Psyshock plus Psychic, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam. All those hit very good. Tagged with a Thunder Wave, it's very nice again, like I said with my Ferrothorn. Gets Recovery, which being Recover. And yeah, it gets cool moves like that. And even I brought Psych up to week 3. You guys will have to see how that works out. I brought Psych up so because I'm facing a Mega Gardevoir this week, and I don't want it Calm Minding up. And this is my Gardevoir like check. So if like first thing I would do is T-Wave it automatically. But if you want to start setting up with like Calm Mind or something, then I would go ahead and Psych up right along with him and just keep the stat changes the same. Wouldn't want to risk that thing like destroying my team. All right, and then moving on to my 5th pick. I knew I needed a ground type, and I didn't want to get something really bad down in the lower tiers. So I decided to pick up Nidoqueen. It's not something I'm completely comfortable with. Personally, if I pick a ground type, I want something either very bulky that can take a bunch of hits, or I want something really, really fast that can just like dish out like quick ground type hits, stuff like that. But Nidoqueen's decently fast. 76 base speed's not terrible. It's not crazy bulky either, but it can be very, very diverse to teams, which I like that about a lot about it. If you ever want to run Black Sludge, obviously it's nice because it's part poison type. You can run Assault Vest, it gets great coverage, great coverage. You can run Choice in any way. Choice Scarf is very nice for certain things. I ran it in one of my, I think it was week 2. Yeah, it outsped Mega Manectric by, or not Mega Manectric, but it was regular Manectric. I think it was regular Manectric, but it outsped regular Manectric. And Earth Power can obviously kill, so that was really good. So yeah, basically I picked Nidoqueen because it was super diverse and like gets fire moves obviously, gets Earthquake, Earth Power, all that, Dragon Pulse, which is really cool. Uh, just a lot of cool moves. Most of the time you're going to run one or want to run special, even though it's actually I wouldn't say that necessarily, but I ran special most of the time on it. 75 is not terrible, it's not great. 92 obviously can run certain moves that are physical. Like I said, its moveset's already crazy enough, gets Outrage even. Stealth Rock's on top of that, which is cool. Adds to my second Stealth Rocker, which I like a lot. It's T-Spikes also for hazards. I don't think I might have brought that week 1. I can't remember. Then like stats overall are decent, like defensive wise. I kind of want something a little bulky as my ground type, so this worked. And speed wise, it's decent. So I was okay with Nidoqueen. I like it on the team. It can do a lot, so I was okay with that pick. Coming to number 6. Probably my most questioned pick out of the draft, out of anybody. A lot of people were asking me, wait, why'd you pick Houndoom? You could have waited so much longer to pick this thing. To be honest, I just wanted to hurry up and grab it. I didn't really want to risk it. I didn't have anything that I wanted necessarily before it. So I was okay with picking it now. And I'm not really judging it because it has 115 base speed whenever it's Mega, which is crazy because Timid obviously brings it up to 361, I believe. And then, yeah, Modest Nature still gonna be crazy. Stuff like that. And it gets Solar Power, which is really cool. I think it's a really underrated ability. If Sunny Day is active, this Pokemon's special attack is 1.5 times, and then loses 1/8 of his max HP per turn. So basically, it comes in and gets kills, but will die quickly if I'm running that. You'll see why. Obviously, Mega Houndoom works really good with Solar Power here in a while. But obviously, Flamethrower or Fire Blast can work either way very well. It gets Destiny Bond, which is really cool. Dark, because you'll be outspeeding most things. So Destiny Bond's really cool. Dark Pulse, obviously for stab, very nice. Hidden Powers obviously can be useful on this. Nasty Plot can be very good because here it's already a really fast mon. Gets Overheat for even a stronger fire type move. Shadow Ball is really cool. Can hit certain things. I don't really know exactly what you'd hit off the top of my head that I can think of. But Sludge Bomb's really nice for obviously fairy types. I don't know if much people know about Sludge Bomb, honestly. Like it's been on this thing forever, but it learns Sludge Bomb, which is cool. Sucker Punch is really cool because this thing's attack is no joke. 90 is really good still. Sucker Punch can come in handy on like faster mons. If you ever want to get like a hit off and they're gonna outspeed you the next turn, you got Sucker Punch, kill them. If not kill them, knock them lower. Will-O-Wisp plus Toxic is pretty cool. Taunt's actually really nice too. Just stuff like that. It gets really cool moves overall. It even gets Fire Spin if you ever want to try to trap something. I don't think that'll ever come into effect too much, but just stuff like that's really cool. I think that's about it for Mega Houndoom, basically. I just really wanted a hard hitting special attack Pokemon. I had Latios and stuff, but Latios could be used as my defogger at times, so I just wanted something else I could cover that for Latios if Latios wasn't going to be attacking that week or match or whatever. But moving on, that was my first 6 picks anyways. Like I said, I'll do it in order, and you guys will be able to see the rest of my team right here. But anyways, first on the team, first on the next team, we have Heracross as my number 7th pick in the draft. And Heracross actually just destroys things. I figured out from my last match. Don't want to spoil things too much, but this thing put in so much work. Like, all 3 abilities are really good. Most of the time, Guts and Moxie are going to be the 2 you want to run. It's another potential Scarfer for me. Like I said, I want Scarfers on this team. It can be good for that. It's can be a Swords Dance user, I believe. Swords Dance, yes. It's Swords Dance. It even gets Bulk Up, which is cool. Close Combat's obviously a devastating move. Earthquake's good coverage, I mean. Bullet Seed's cool. Knockoff plus Mega Horn, obviously a stab was crazy. Rock Blast, Rock Slide, Stone Edge. Even get Substitute could be, because obviously this forces a lot of switches, so Substitute could be nice. Down here, don't know if there's too much good item or too much good stuff. It gets Rain Dance, which is cool, but that won't be good for my team. It gets Sunny Day. It's really surprising, but definitely just a hard hit and fast mon. Like you don't even have to run Choice Scarf. It's base 85 speed, which is good already. And you could even run Choice Bandit some weeks and just destroy teams with like Adamant Bandit, 125 base attack is going to be doing a ton to teams. So basically that's my next pick in the draft. And 8th on the list we have Pyukumuku. Now this is my second water type on the team so far, but my first water type was a Azumarill. And I love having bulky water types on teams. Like I said, I like doing bulky teams. So Pyukumuku is going to be really nice for that. It can't do much on the offensive side, obviously, but I think I know how to use it pretty well, so I was pretty comfortable picking it. And it has 2 really cool abilities. Innards Out, which if this Pokemon is KO'd with a move, the move's user loses the equal amount of HP. So obviously the HP stat's not great, but it's going to be weakening a lot of that Pokemon if it decides to KO me on that turn, like a setup mon or something. But if you are scared of setup mons as well, you're unaware as well, so that's really solid. Obviously it ignores the stat changes. And item-wise, I wouldn't recommend too much different things besides leftovers or just something in general that helps with its bulk. Yeah, because move-wise, obviously you can see the moves are very limited, but it can do good at what it does. Like, Baton Pass is legal in this league. You can't speed Baton Pass, that's about it, I believe. But other than that, obviously it gets Memento as an option. It gets both screens, which I needed on the team. It gets Substitute. I don't think I'll ever run that, but it gets Toxic, which is very, very good for it. Because it gets Soak as well. And if you don't know what Soak does, it changes the Pokemon's type to Water type. So if you're ever going against like a Steel or a Poison type, and you can't poison because it's toxic, then go ahead and Soak it, turn it into a Water type, and poison it there. Um, hmm. Other than that, I don't think it does too much. It gets Recover, obviously. That's really good for it. It can take a lot of hits from certain things. And then Toxic, like I said. So it basically does that very well. So that's Pyukumuku on my team. And obviously, here's the defenses. Defenses are crazy. 5 base speed. You're going to be outspeeding most things in the game. Just kidding, of course. But Torkoal next. And this was my Sunsetter. Yes. Picked up Torkoal for the Mega Houndoom / everything on my team that can learn like Solar Beam and stuff. I think it's really good to have that option of like just I think weather is just really good in draft formats. Like maybe not the best. Like the way I drafted my team wasn't the best. Like weather-wise, but it can work. It can work. Like Torkoal itself is a really good physical mon, and I usually bring physical Torkoal with either Heat Rock or Rocky Helmet. And it will die a lot in my matches, but it can set up the sun and let the rest of my team go to work. And it can set up. It's another mon with Stealth Rocks, which is really nice. It gets Rapid Spin. It's another way of getting rid of rocks. I believe I have Latios for Defog and Torkoal for Rapid Spin as my options on this team, which isn't bad. It's not bad to have 2. It gets Shell Smash. I don't think I'll ever bring that, which is really cool. Toxic plus Will-O-Wisp is nice. Eruption, if I ever want to bring that. Clear Smog is cool. Definitely is cool. Gets rid of the stat changes from opponents. Heat Wave, Sludge Bomb. It even gets, what is it, Amnesia plus Curse, I believe? Yes, Curse. Just decent mon all around, and obviously my Sunsetter, so it's very important there. Got to keep this thing around on the team. Like I said, very good defensive stats. If you're ever going to run fully defensive with HP, then you're going to get blown back by most special hits, but you can run special Torkoal as well. It definitely works. But coming into my 10th pick and next to last, I actually didn't pick Archie-Ups. I picked it up from the free agency. I had Braviary, but I decided to pick up Archie-Ups because I love how fast this thing is, and obviously both attacks and special attack is great. Obviously Defeatist is a terrible ability, to be honest. To be straightforward, cuts and once you get to 1.5 or less HP, your attack and special attack are halved. That sucks. That sucks. Archie-Ups is mainly here for scarfs to banded, scarfed, banded, or Z move expectations, and that's why I picked up for it. A lot of things in my division, a lot of teams in my division have things that are threats to the rest of my team, and Archie-Ops deals with those threats. I need to deal with them, so I picked up this thing now before anybody else snagged it up, because I think it's a steal. I think it's a steal, honestly. Like, the Fetus is a bad ability, but honestly, that attack and special attack is pretty crazy, and if your team or your opponent doesn't bring hazards for that week, then they're gonna be in trouble. So, obviously, the move-wise, it gets Aqua Tail, which is cool. Like I said, this could be a Zmon move or user for a certain week. It gets a lot of good moves. It's Dragon Tail, Dragon Claw, Earthquake. It gets what is it? It gets Head Smash, which I'm definitely going to want to run some weeks with a Rockium Z. It's just going to blow through teams. If they don't have a good Steel type, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt for sure. It gets Knockoff plus Outrage. Rock Boss, don't think I'll ever be running that. Shadow Claw plus Roost is an option. You could run Roost if you're ever against something that can't touch this. It gets another Stealth Rock user, which is nice. Stone Edge gets U-turn plus in headbutt, so U-turn could be nice for like a banded or scarfed usage. Taunt, another fast taunt user, could be nice. And then scrolling on down, it does get Endeavor, which is really cool. Might have to run that on certain sets too. It gets Bounce, which is cool if you ever want to run a Z move with that. And then Iron Tail down here, which is nice. So overall, like I said, I want another fast mon that can be choiced in either way and use a Z item. So it just does a really good job at that. Archie-Ops I thought was a big pickup for my team. Outside of or to drop the Braviary. Braviary was good. It was good, don't get me wrong, but I felt like Archie-Ups just fit the team a little bit better. And coming down to my last and 11th pick on the team, I have Salzbuck, and basically I wanted something that could abuse the sun. And obviously there's different variants for it. It's pretty cool. I believe theirs are all like, what is it, seasons or whatever. But yeah, it obviously gets Chlorophyll, which is nice. It gets Sap Sipper, which is an option too. And Serene Grace, that doubles the secondary effects, but honestly, let's be honest, Jirachi is the king of Serene Grace, so you're not usually gonna be messing with that. Chlorophyll is usually my option. We can run Choice Band, Choice Scarf on the weeks I don't want to bring Sun, and I still want to bring Salzbuck. Choice or Life Orb would be really nice for this thing too. Z move could be potential bring. Gets Baton Pass, which is cool. Agility is an option. Aromatherapy, so it's kind of like a cleric if you ever want to bring it that way. It's not gonna have the greatest defenses, so more likely you're not gonna bring it as a cleric. But it's gonna be mainly attacker, so. We have a Jump Kick, which is nice for coverage. We've got Horn Leech for his really good stab. Gets Synthesis, which is nice. T-Wave, another T-Waver, which is good. Wild Charge is very nice. Like I said, it could be a Z-Mon user. It's Wild Charge on like a flying type if everyone wants to come in on your grass type moves. Leech Seed's always there. We have Mega Horn as an option. Down here, I don't believe there's too much, but like I said, it can get its own Sunny Day, which is nice. So if you ever want to set that back up for itself, it's pretty good. And then like attack-wise, base 100, speed 95. Pretty basic mon how to use, and Chlorophyll is very nice because it matches with my Torkoal, and then my Mega Houndoom obviously is nice. So it's basically like, if I don't want to bring Sun a week, I can usually get away with not running a Sun team, but if I ever do want to bring Sun that week, I can definitely pair it well with the rest of my team, and I try to do the best I could with that. So basically that's going to be my team, guys. I had 11 picks total, and I'll have my week 3 matchup coming up on the channel pretty soon. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching this. Have a good one.